You post the video on a Tuesday night at 11:47 p.m. and go to sleep with 43 followers. When you wake up at 7:14, you have 1,000 followers and 87,000 views and 11 missed calls from a number you do not recognize. The video is 47 seconds long. You made it in your bedroom, with your phone propped against a stack of books. It cost you nothing except the 40 minutes it took to film 6 versions and pick the least bad one. The comments section has 2,400 comments. You read all of them. This takes 2 hours and 40 minutes and you are late for work, and you do not care even slightly. At 1,000 followers, you are locally famous in the specific way that means people at your gym recognize you, and people at your job ask if you are the person from that video, and strangers at the grocery store look at you slightly longer than strangers usually do. This feels extraordinary. This is the most extraordinary it will ever feel. The recognition at 1,000 followers carries a purity that no subsequent level of fame can replicate. Because at 1,000 followers, the people who recognize you chose to, and the attention feels like a gift rather than a condition of your existence. You have not yet learned the difference. You will. You spend the next 3 weeks making more videos. You post every day. Some get 2,000 views, some get 40,000. One gets 800,000, and you sit in your car in a parking lot for 22 minutes after seeing the number, because you do not know what else to do with the feeling. Your follower count crosses 10,000, and then 50,000, and then 4 months after the first video, 100,000. You have not changed. The world around you has shifted slightly. The way furniture shifts when someone rearranges a room, everything looks familiar, but nothing is quite where it was. Level 2. Micro-famous. 100,000 followers. At 100,000 followers, you receive your first brand deal. A company that makes protein supplements emails your account and offers you $800 to post one video mentioning their product. You accept immediately and do not negotiate because you do not yet know that you should negotiate. Later you will learn that you should have asked for $4,000. For now, the $800 feels like being paid to exist, which is its own specific category of surreal. You are still working your regular job. You have not told your manager about the channel. This will become complicated within the next 60 days. At 100,000 followers, you have fans. Not followers, fans. People who have watched every video. People who feel they know you, which is different from knowing you, though the distinction is one that takes time to fully understand. A girl at the mall stops you and says she feels like you are her best friend. She means this genuinely. You are not her best friend. You are a person she has watched for 60 seconds every day for 3 months. The version of you she knows is real. It is genuinely you, your actual opinions, your actual laugh, but it is a curated slice of a complete person that she has mistaken for the whole. You smile. You take the photo. You say thank you. In the car afterward, you sit for a moment with the strange, specific weight of being someone's best friend without their being yours. The comments have changed. At 1,000 followers, everyone was kind. At 100,000 followers, the math changes. For every 10 kind comments, there is now 1 that is not kind. Not 1%, 10%. The unkind ones are more specific than you expected. They know what you look like. They know where you posted from. One knows the name of your street. You do not discuss this with anyone because you have not yet found the language for it, and because admitting it feels like admitting something is wrong with a situation that everyone around you believes is entirely positive. Level 3. Influencer. 1 billion followers. The million comes 18 months after the first video. You remember the exact moment, 3:34 am. You are awake, because you are always awake now. Sleep having become a negotiation rather than a certainty. and your phone shows 1 million, and you take a screenshot, and you sit in the dark of your apartment, and you feel something you did not expect to feel, which is almost nothing. Not nothing. Something, but smaller than the feeling at 1,000. Smaller than the feeling at 100,000. You have been moving toward this number for a year and a half, and now that it is here, it is simply the next number. And the next number after it, it is already visible on the horizon. You have quit your job. This happened 6 months ago, when the brand deals exceeded your salary for the 3rd consecutive month. The conversation with your manager was awkward, in the specific way of conversations where one person is clearly winning and both people are aware of it, and neither can say so. You work from your apartment now. You work more hours than you worked at the job, significantly more. But the hours have no edges, no start and no finish, because the internet does not stop and the algorithm does not sleep, and the moment you stop producing is the moment the numbers begin their slow, merciless retreat. At 1 million followers, you have a manager. His name is Derek, and he is 32 years old, and he takes 15%, and he emails you 47 times a week, on average. You have counted. Derek believes in your brand. He uses the word brand to describe you with a frequency that you find, at first, slightly uncomfortable, and then, gradually, simply accurate. You are a brand. The distinction between you and your brand has become the most important and least discussed aspect of your professional life. You post sponsored content for $12,000 per post. You post 3 times a week. The math is significant. The life that the math purchases is also significant. The thing the math cannot purchase is the ability to go to a grocery store without someone filming you, which you discover on a Thursday afternoon in March, and which changes how you understand the word public forever. Your relationships have changed. Not ended, changed. The friends from before the channel are still there, but they occupy a different position now. The way furniture occupies a different position after someone rearranges the room. They are proud of you. They are also slightly cautious around you, in ways they would not describe as cautious. You can feel the caution. It exists in the pause before they say something they might disagree with, in the way they suggest splitting the bill and then wait to see if you offer to cover it, in the small adjustments people make around power, even when the power is just the power of being seen by 1 million people. You have not changed. The math has changed. The math changes everything around you without touching you directly. Level 4. Celebrity. 10 million followers. At 10 million followers, you cannot go outside without a plan. This is not a metaphor. It is a logistical reality that requires daily management. A trip to a restaurant requires a reservation made under a different name, a corner table facing away from the room, a security person at a distance you have agreed on, close enough to respond, far enough not to be photographed beside you, and generate a story. You have learned these logistics the way you once learned the logistics of the job, through repetition, through mistakes, through the specific education of experience. One of your mistakes involved a coffee shop and a crowd of 40 people that assembled in under 7 minutes and required 3 employees and a side door and a car you had to call because your original car was visible on the street. You did not post that day. The anxiety of the coffee shop stayed with you for 9 days. Your face is on a billboard in Times Square. This happened because of a campaign with a sportswear company worth $2.3 million over 6 months. You drove past the billboard once at night, alone in the back of a car. You looked at it for approximately 4 seconds. Then, you looked at your phone. Your face on a billboard is large and bright, and completely disconnected from the person looking at it through a car window. You filed this information in the part of your brain reserved for things that are true about your life and do not feel true about your life. At 10 million followers, the unkind comments are 30% of all comments. You do not read them anymore. You made this decision after a period of reading them that lasted 8 months too long, and which cost you something in the specific interior accounting that famous people conduct privately and do not discuss publicly. You have a person whose job is to manage your comments, to filter, to respond on your behalf to selected messages, to maintain the performance of connection at a scale that actual connection cannot sustain. You approved 47 words for this person to use in your responses. You did not write any of them yourself. They feel exactly like you. This disturbs you more than it probably should. The money is significant. You own an apartment in the city and a house outside it. You fly business class without thinking about it, and then sometimes remember thinking about it. The specific calculation of whether business class was worth the price. And the memory of the calculation feels like a memory from a different life. It was a different life. It was 3 years ago. You are 31 years old, and your life from 27 is a different country. Level 5, A-list celebrity. 50 million followers. At 50 million followers, your name is a search term. Not your name plus something, just your name alone, typed into the search bar, producing 4.2 million results in 0.43 seconds. Your name has been trademarked. Your image has been used without permission in 17 countries to sell products you have never endorsed. Your legal team, a team, 3 people, not a person, spends approximately 30% of its time on unauthorized use of your identity. You have become, in the precise legal sense, intellectual property. You are also still the person who filmed a 47-second video in their bedroom with their phone propped against a stack of books. Both things are true simultaneously. The distance between them is the thing that you cannot explain to anyone who has not lived it. You have been in a relationship for 2 years with someone who was also famous before you met. This was a deliberate choice, not romantic calculation, but the recognition that only someone who understands the logistics can occupy the same space without the logistics destroying the relationship. You have watched 3 relationships end because the other person could not understand why you could not simply go to their family's house for the holiday without 2 weeks of planning and a security review. The person you are with now understands. This is the most romantic thing about them. The parasocial relationship has inverted. At 1,000 followers, the fans felt they knew you. At 50 million followers, they feel they own you. The distinction is significant. The entitlement in certain messages has a quality that your team describes as escalating, and your security team describes in different language entirely. You do not read the escalating ones. Your security team does. They brief you on them in terms that you have learned to absorb without reacting to, which is a skill you did not know you would need, and which took longer to develop than any other skill in your life. You are invited to things that 3 years ago you watched on television. You go to them. You stand in the rooms where they happen. You talk to the people who are already in the rooms. They are ordinary, in the way that all people are ordinary when encountered directly, complex, inconsistent, worried about things, sometimes boring, occasionally remarkable. Fame at their level has not made them extraordinary. It has made them practiced. You are becoming practiced. This is what fame actually produces at its highest levels, not transformation, but practice. The performance of a self that is real enough to be genuine and managed enough to be sustainable. Level 6, global icon. 100 trillion plus followers. At 100 trillion followers, you are no longer a person in the cultural sense. You are a reference point. People use your name as shorthand for a type of success, a type of aesthetic, a type of aspiration, without knowing you, without needing to know you. Because the you that exists in the culture is not the you that exists in the apartment at 3 hello I'm awake again, negotiating with sleep again, reading nothing, thinking about the 47-second video again. You have been famous for 7 years. The math of 7 years of fame is this: approximately 1,200 pieces of content posted, approximately 2.3 billion total views, approximately $47 million in revenue across all streams, 1 cancelled brand deal you regret and 3 you do not, 4 relationships, 1 of which is current, 2 personal crises that were not made public, 1 public crisis that was managed, 1 genuine scandal that was not a scandal, but was treated as one for 11 days before the news cycle moved on. This is the math. The math does not contain the inside of it. The inside of it is this. On a Sunday morning in your apartment, your city apartment, not the house, the apartment where you still live most of the time, because it feels more like the bedroom where you propped the phone against a stack of books, you make your own coffee. You have staff who could make it. You make it yourself. You sit at the kitchen table. You open your phone. You have 4.7 million unread notifications. You close the phone. You drink the coffee. You think about the 87,000 views you woke up to 7 years ago, and the 11 missed calls from a number you did not recognize, and the 2 hours and 40 minutes you spent reading every single comment, and the fact that you were late for work and did not care even slightly. You would give a significant portion of the $47 million to feel that morning again, not to go back, not to undo the 7 years, to feel that specific version of the feeling, the purity of 1,000 followers who found you before you found them, one more time. You cannot. That version of the feeling expired with the second 1,000 followers. It has been unavailable for 7 years, and the most famous person you know told you when you were at 10 million and they were at 100 trillion, and you asked them what it was like, they said, "You already have everything you came for. The rest is just maintenance." You did not understand what they meant. You do now. You open your phone. You post the video. You always post the video.